Will AI take your job? It's one of the biggest questions people are asking right now. But according to Nancy Gleason, that actually might be the wrong question to ask. Because the people who are set to thrive in the AI era won't be the ones worrying about being replaced. They'll be the ones who learn how to adapt. And as AI reshapes nearly every industry, career path, and the way we learn, we met up with Nancy to find out, how can we stay ahead in an AI-powered world?
Hi, my name is Nancy Gleason. I'm a professor of practice in political science at MBZUAI.
It's $1 million question. Will AI take our jobs?
AI is not going to take our jobs, but people who know how to use AI will get better jobs and may make more money. There's always going to be jobs that are very physically demanding and difficult that AI, even AI-enabled robotics, won't be able to do. And those jobs will pay more because they're challenging physically. But cognitive tasks, pattern-based tasks, are automatable. The problem is, or the interesting challenge for human work, is that humans need to be in the loop to make sure that that automation is optimal and human-driven. So it's not that AI is going to take your jobs. There are jobs that are 100% automatable. New jobs will come. The difference is the job that is lost and the new job that's created, it's not necessarily the same human who can perform those two different tasks. We have to be willing to learn to do new things and let go of things we were good at that are no longer needed in the workplace. That's a very difficult transition. So what jobs are safe and what jobs aren't safe? It's more what type of thinker and what type of employee do you want to keep? Are they willing to learn? Are they willing to upskill? That will answer the question, which jobs are safe from AI.
Are there any new jobs that AI will create?
There are awesome new jobs coming into the workplace because of the AI-enabled tools. So I think of this as new tech, new jobs.
For people who feel like they're already falling behind, what should they do first?
My message for people who are concerned about the evolution of AI and the way it's infiltrating work is to remember that we're in this together, that this is community. You can lean on family, you can lean on coworkers. You are not doing this alone. If you have access to a public library, that's the first place I would go. It's a house of knowledge. Use it. Figure out ways to learn new things. Go to talks there. Go to your faith-based communities. Bring friends, bring family. Make it intergenerational. It doesn't have to be something we do alone. Lifelong learning can be fun. And you don't have to be learning about AI necessarily to flex the muscle of learning. Take a knitting class, take a French class, take a new sports class. Get into the habit of learning through things and fitting that into your schedule. And then learning about AI is something you can fit into your schedule as well.
How can someone future-proof their career?
Mostly it involves staying focused on trends in your industry, doing new kinds of learning, reaching out on social media to people you usually don't follow, reading magazines if you didn't read magazines, attending talks if you didn't attend talks, engaging with a university in your area. These are new ways in which people have to get cutting-edge information. Waiting for a book to come out, even if you are an avid reader, it may be outdated by the time it reaches the shelf. So finding new ways to gain information about trends in your area is a key skill as we enter this new era.
Beyond using chatbots like ChatGPT, what skills do people actually need to thrive in the AI era?
The skills we need to thrive in the AI era are varied because the technologies that are AI enabled are varied. So for example, you may think about the tasks a nurse performs in the workplace. If you embed smart tattoos into the patients, tattoos that are scannable, then taking vitals is no longer the main task of a nurse. She or he now is freed up to do something else. That is the upskilling gap that I like to think about when I think about how AI-enabled technologies change work. So now that nurse has different time and different skill flow that needs to be addressed in considering what changes work for him or her.
If you were 18 today, what would you study and what would you avoid?
Is take advantage of the people who are teaching you. what you study then will be amplified. So if you're trying to pick what degree is going to be automated by AI and obsolete, I'm not sure that's the right approach. You often hear about critical thinking, and people are like, well, what is that? How do I get that? Is that in a biology degree? Is that in a marketing degree? Is that in an artificial intelligence degree? And I think the answer is, what can you do with the skills that come from the content you gain in a degree? I think pattern-based work is shifting very quickly. So for example, accounting is a very important job. We're always going to have humans in the loop, but the way in which accounting is performed is shifting very, very quickly. Quality control can be done effectively by AI systems. So where you choose to study accounting, how you choose accounting, should have decision science, statistics, and mathematics inside it in order to be viable in the long term.
So what happens to education when every student today is using AI?
Education needs to shift. It needed to shift before AI. AI just made the urgency more apparent. And I think schools and ministries of education around the world are working hard to adapt to new ways of thinking about education. We're constantly thinking about new ways to teach. It's not just about the content, but how we reach children of the different age groups. And I think here in the UAE, we have really exciting initiatives taking place on AI in the classroom, AI tutors in the classroom. And I think there's a world of opportunity there when you combine both the curriculum and the ways we teach to reach students better.
As the world becomes more AI-driven, what human skills will matter the most?
There's three main human skills that matter the most as we enter this much more disrupted time in workplace environments, and that is empathy, a willingness to learn, and agility. And these three skills together I think, future-proof us to the jobs and tasks we're going to have to perform. Empathy, because those around us are going through really fundamental changes about their identity in the workplace. The willingness to learn is because the tasks you perform will shift almost every year. It's not just KPIs that change in the workplace, it's the actual functions. And then this long-term willingness to learn also requires agility, resilience to change. Your entire job scope may change where your job title doesn't change. And that can be exhausting. So figuring out ways to manage your agility from a wellness perspective, I think, is an employable skill.